The Rohingya crisis, as you know, is something that has been there for decades, if not longer, if not centuries, that particular problem. But there is no doubt when you fly over northern Rakhine and you look at the scale of the devastation, the industrial ethnic cleansing that has gone on, there's no doubt that the military must have been involved, and of course what we want to do now is to get those refugees back home in a way that is safe and voluntary and dignified. And what Aung San Suu Kyi can do now that's most important is show leadership in getting an international body to oversee that. The UN High Commission for Refugees, somebody like that, to give these people the security they need.
Did she make a commitment to do that?
She will agree to some kind of international body. She has her doubts about the UNHCR, but we're working on that. And I think it's vital. You know, you've seen the fear in the Rohingya, not just in Cox's Bazar, in the camps in Bangladesh, but the fear of the Rohingya I've met on the other side of the border, in northern Rakhine, who are still so scared that they won't even say who burnt down their houses. This is a community that's been utterly traumatized. They need to have the confidence and reassurance that when they come back over that border, the same purges won't happen again.
And how hard were you with her? Because she has remained silent on this issue largely, and a lot of people are very critical of her. She won't even say the word Rohingya. I mean, did you forcefully make that point to her? It's time she acts.
Of course. And I think the crucial thing to understand is that she is part of a civilian government whose writ does not entirely run in that country. She's our best hope. She is the democratic face of Burma. And of course what we want to see is leadership from her. And the most important thing she can do now, I think, is show the world that she's willing to have an international body, preferably the UNHCR, the UN High Commission for Refugees, oversee the repatriation of the refugees from Bangladesh into northern Rakhine. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen immediately, but it's got to start happening. I'll tell you why it's got to start happening. Because if it doesn't start happening, then it will be clear to the world that ethnic cleansing can take place again in the 21st century, and it can be allowed to stand. And I think that would be absolutely intolerable.
The UN says it can't rule out genocide. Can you?
That's, as you know, a legal term that requires various evidential tests to be satisfied. That's something for courts to decide.
But you have seen that.
I've seen. Let be in no doubt. I've seen witting, willful destruction of people's livelihoods and homes, the extirpation of communities, bulldozers going in to take out places, the villages, whole villages where people had lived. And for me, that is clearly ethnic cleansing. What needs to happen now is that the Burmese government needs to show leadership, get an international body to supervise the return. Otherwise, it simply isn't going to happen.
And if that doesn't happen, what is the British government going to do?
We are going to continue to make. I think we can make progress. I felt we made some progress in the last few days in getting that point over. But it's a question of the ASEAN countries, the Southeast Asian nations working together with the UN Security Council to help Burma to get it right. You know the difficulties. You've been up in Shan and you've seen the difficulties that country has. It's not just the Rohingya problem. There are problems all around the central Irrawaddy Valley of ethnic tensions and feuds and civil war. Huge numbers of internally displaced people all the way around Burma. But that problem of the Rohingya can only be solved now with leadership from the Burmese capital, leadership from Aung San Suu Kyi, and that's what we're arguing for.